animal sty? Freight or food?
Shaking her fluffy coat, the sheep eyes you balefully, her rectangular eyes like letterboxes to the void.
Banded like a chicken's leg, but not much meat on your bones. That may be so.
With two shakes of her stumpy tail, the sheep turns away from you to peruse her hay-filled... Did you expect a needle? Did you expect a needle? The Magister Guard snorts and sniffles as he sleeps.
Is my shift over? Are you here to relieve me? Wait, you're no Magister. You're a sorcerer. What are you doing here? Those idiots can't even walk straight without mucking it up. Can't just leave the prisoner alone, though. I heard he might be the one causing trouble. That's all I needed to hear.
So much for a peaceful stroll.
Coroner's gaze finds the sun.
Oh, and I can set you free in return. You there. Come here.
The Magister Guard snorts and sniffles as he sleeps. You're almost impressed that one man can make such a phlegmy racket.
Is my shift over? Are you here to relieve me? Wait, you're no Magister. You're a sorcerer. What are you doing here, filthy lizard? Choose your words carefully. Those idiots can't even walk straight without mucking it up. Was it Rick's? I bet it was Rick's. Can't just leave the prisoner alone. That's all I need to...
So much for a peaceful stroll.
You there. Come here.
The Magister Guard snorts and
Wait, you're no... Can't just leave the That's all I need...
So much for a peaceful stroll. I'm back where I started. Nowhere to go but up.
No lesions, no trauma. It was bled by magic.
Why, you're looking a bit more chipper. Yes, there you are. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and you'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. Oh dear, I'm afraid you're a long way from home, milord. A long way from the little bells that make footmen come a-running.
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Sauce. For good. Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those Sauce spells of yours? See what happens.
Currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting, then breaking, only to fade back into your soul like rain into the earth.
You better stop before you hurt yourself. All will, but no result. There you have it. See? The collar's function. It neuters you of sorts. Makes you unable to cast Sauce. For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's.
She frowns and peers at you closely.
Delusions such as these are rare, but not unheard of. I recommend a cup of mulled wine and another night's sleep. Just take it easy.
Good gods. There's been a murder here.
I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
Come on, please, Lota. That's enough now.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this tramp Ifan.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again. He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion. But Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants. Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties. No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough. The Joy, I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No wonder if we'll get to meet the Ringmaster himself. Easy now. I might think the same, but...
What are you conspiring about over there? You, Lizard, what's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that
Name?
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
Away with you, at once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
Keep those bolts trained on her, and if she tries to run, shoot to kill. Murder most foul. I strongly suspect you know all about it.
How dare you classify this slop as food?
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like. Rolling dice? Deciding fates. Don't worry, honey.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lips.
Never say never, though.
She eyes you quite...
Not the future, no. But I can read the past in flesh. One of the perks of I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last.
She looks at you in surprise when you bear an arm of bone.
My. Guess I'll have to find out the memory from Marrow, won't I?
She gives your arm a vigorous stroke of the tongue, efficient like a cat grooming.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers, watching, staring at them, hoping that none would stare back. You were thinking of flesh. Or, to be rather more precise...
She pats you on the shoulder.
There, don't you want... I don't lick.
Soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hand you right over the side of this ship with him.
Why won't you sing? Be good, you scallywags.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions. He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, boy. You hear that?
You've got this wolf on a leash now.
The ship, of course.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
And? Sick as a leper's cat. From the state of it, I'd say she's being cared for by a bunch of beardless babes who never loved anyone but their own mums. But there's more. Listen close. There now, just like that.
Squeak!
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news. It's the wheel. The wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful... Pardon my beard. That means if we've been traveling for... Yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy. No indeed, boy. But...
The dwarf leans back from the table and...
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Unacceptable. Well, well. What have we here? A fresh fig.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetch. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your...
There's some discoloration, as well as a rather disconcerting lack of tongue and gums, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook? And of course, a cook who can't taste is about as useful as a dog in a chess game. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short... oh, but to feel the caress of satin on my scarlet skin once more. A most satisfactory answer indeed. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after. The very basics. So, as per your own testimony, you can tailor and groom, but you have the taste bud still. Beggars can't be choosers. So without further ado, I offer you my sincerest my slave, of course. Oh, anyway, you may leave me for a moment. We'll go over your...
Keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Nest. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
Soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hand you right over the side of this ship with him.
It was one of them. I know it. Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
Ah, there you are. Husband, would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not-at-all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this loser woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical. Why, I never. I left my good pals at home, or I'd be clutching them with all my daintiest, most ladylike might. Say as you will, husband. Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeb won't be treated so.
The children break out into giggles.
What? What's so funny?
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we? You'd presume right. Nope. Trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. As quickly as they came, the...
Good luck, Chief.
Clearly don't know the first thing about swords.
It was one of them. I know it. Could you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate. They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them. I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on. One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one. Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
The elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He looks up, his big round eyes scanning your body, absorbing every detail. He reaches out and examines your bandages, rubbing them between his fingers.
Fascinating.
He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.
What purpose did that serve? Was that... Oh dear. I seem to have crossed some cultural taboo. How... You have my sincere apologies. Perhaps I should demand the same from those red-cloaked humans. They laid their hands on me more than once. Ah, yes. The nicest. My name is Fane. I am a scholar from... It is pleasurable to meet you. Hardly. I've been reading this one for several minutes, and I have yet to find a single insight into the mysteries of the universe. It is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. I know the beginning of this tale and the end, but I am rather missing the middle. Tell me, what do you know of our world's history? Oh, please. I have no interest. No. I want to know about the Celestial. Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind?
The elf's face freezes for just...
Oh, it's just one of my idle curiosities. We mortal... Now, please, run along.
It was one of them. The Magisters are out for blood. You saw the body, didn't you?
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of
Forgive
plates.
me, Kin. Whether I had more than... Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on...
Closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, we've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of the ship.
You seem on edge, officer. What on earth is the matter?
Murder most foul. And I strongly suspect you know all about it.
Do you? Well, perhaps you're absolutely right.
One by one. Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up? You think me mad? Mad? Insufferable? Surely. What are you trying to hear anyway? I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough. Listen. Keep those bolts trained on her, and if she tries... Murder most foul, and I strongly suspect you know all about it. That knuckle if you keep carrying on.
Do you?